Welcome to my booth. I'm Jay, and today we're talking about the BEYERDYNAMIC DT 70IE for mixing and critical listening specifically. Why are we checking this out? No, BEYERDYNAMIC didn't send them to me. No, they aren't paying me to do this. No, blah, blah, blah. I bought these with my own money. I was curious about them. Thought I'd report back. Why am I curious about them? Two reasons specifically. Reason one, as a voiceover artist and audiobook narrator, if you go on the road on vacation, I pretty much always take my mobile recording setup with me, just in case. If a job comes up, if an audition comes through, want to be ready if I feel like it's worth throwing my hat in the ring for. And I was finding that my beautiful, lovely little over-the-ear headphones closed back, they're huge. They're big old chonkers, and these guys even fold up nicely like this. So look at that. But even so, this footprint in a suitcase relative to this little box here, ooh, look at that. Look at that little guy. This is the difference. So much less space, so much easier to carry along. So I figured, hey, let's give them a try, see if that works for the mobile setup. Reason number two, if you're a human being and you live on planet Earth, hey, fun fact, summer is a thing and summer gets steamy. And so what I was finding in the summer as a voiceover artist, long recording sessions, hey, your booth gets hot and there ain't nothing you can do about it. So in an effort to help make myself more comfortable, I thought instead of the sweat and heat traps of closed back headphones that I just struggle with after long periods of recording, if these in-ear monitors might be a good alternative, if they still have the same quality of monitoring, if they sound all right, if it's not too distracting, let's give them a try. So I did. So first we'll talk about what comes in the box with all of this stuff, and then we'll talk about how it lives up to things. So first things first, we got the monitors here. They're nice little guys. Check that out. Small little things. They detach from the cable just like so. So the cable can be replaced if you need. They've got these lovely silicone ear tips that you have different sizes for, and there are also foam ear tips available as well. The difference between the silicone and foam, in my experience, silicone, more comfortable, more natural in terms of performance sound, and just easier to get in and out with good, you can just go instead of having to do the like foam squish, poof, that, hold them. Foam, on the other hand, much better and more complete isolation, i.e. if you don't want to hear stuff going on around you and you want to just listen to the stuff that you're listening to, the foam's better for that. The foam, on the other hand, though, in terms of performance, while it does offer better isolation, if you've ever, plugged your ears and started talking, that's kind of what it started to feel like in terms of my own performance. Like I was underwater and you're listening more so to the resonance of your voice in your skull, which isn't ideal for voiceover performance. All to say, I opt for the silicone pretty much all the time. But you have options if you wish. Are they comfortable? Oh, baby. Heck yeah. Look at that. They just go right over your ear, super comfortable. Let's plug them in. And they sound pretty darn good. Cable's nice and comfortable. The cable isn't terribly long, but that's not a problem for me in a small booth like this. I'm not moving around a ton. But if you're used to the longer cables that typically come with over-the-ear headphones, it's just a little bit of an adjustment, but not much. Here's the box. We can break down the specifics of this. It's a nice little zippy box. Ooh, listen to that. And you flip it open. It's got a good pocket up here for all of the extra ear tips, all different sizes. And this little pad on the bottom also pops off and has more space underneath it if you should need. So that's all they come with. Now, in terms of do they live up to snuff and are they useful both for traveling and to keep your head cool in the booth? Answer to both of those, quite simply, is heck yeah. On the road, this is a game changer for me. And then in the booth for long recording sessions, My goodness, these are so comfortable. I've taken into the habit of popping one out just to have the sort of one-on, one-off thing that many of us in the voiceover game do to get my voice in the real world with the thing off and the monitoring with it in. Now, as far as monitoring versus mixing and critical listening, I do still think that these offer good, analytical level of listening. So if I were to do mixing or a critical listen through of something, either on the road or here in my booth, they would do the job okay. But I'm so accustomed to my over-the-ear headphones and my larger monitors that I would probably opt for those in mixing scenarios and mastering type stuff, just because I'm used to that sound and I'm more confident in the, way things are going to turn out at the end of the day. Beyond that, these headphones, they have to be at a certain, the seal of the ear tips has to be good in order for the sound quality to be good as well. Otherwise, you get weird resonances that change the quality of the sound. So it's really important that whichever ear tips you choose, they fit your body correctly. Because if they don't, it's going to sound off. But all that said, even if the fit is a little bit funky, for the case of monitoring, these are great. Now, these headphones relative to other in-ear monitors, I haven't used a ton of in-ear monitors because they're not typically recommended to people in voiceover and audiobook narration for the reasons that I stated earlier. But I did try a couple lower level, $100 to $250 in-ear monitors, and I found that the sound quality in those was just a little too far gone from the over-the-ear headphones in order for me to be able to go back and forth. I was too much of a snob, in other words, to really trust them and feel comfortable using them during my monitoring. These, on the other hand, are pretty faithful in that respect. There is a pretty significant difference between this and an over-the-ear monitor. The soundstage is much tighter, et cetera, if you want to get all audiophile-y about it. But these just give a closer experience to over-the-ear headphones than other in-ear monitors that I've tried. But I wasn't really ready to jump into the super high-end in-ear monitors right out of the gate. Might try those down the line once these give out or something like that. All told, would I give these a go? Would I recommend them? You betcha, for keeping you cool and for on the road. These will get the job done just fine. Hope this was helpful for you. If you got more questions about these or anything else in voiceover audiobooks, let me know. I'm here to help. Until then, be well, everybody, and I'll see you there. Toodles.